Hi guys, welcome back. This is DreamHack Winter Grand Prix. We are just before the second semi-final, and the two players preparing for this match are Purple and who is second, Raven?
It's going to be Greensheep.
Yeah, and joining us here at the desk is Orange from Archon. Orange, how do you feel like after being kicked out of the event?
Yeah.
Nice and smooth.
After how he destroyed me. No, but really, I'm actually feeling good. After some losses in tournaments, I'm like a little bit salty if like RNG were not my favorite or whatever. But against Toy, I feel like we played a very fair series. It was like both got a little bit lucky at times, but overall it was like a good match for both players. Played well, and and he has won it, so I'm totally fine. I'm feeling better than I do in most tournaments when I lost.
Okay, that's cool to hear because as we talked before, those Swiss tournaments, if the new format for major tournaments will be Swiss, I hope that the community will change the perspective from watching on the winner of the event to the whole cut. Because we had 200 players here, and all of those players had to fought in 9 rounds.
Yeah.
If you get to the top 16, that means you're pretty damn good. So how it is, it usually in Magic or in other card games, all the reports after the tournament are listing all the players from the cut because those players are really did well during the tournament, so their decks had to be good, and they had some good strategies. So it's worth noting all of these players, worth actually seeing what the players are using, see the metagame, see the bigger picture, and not only the dude that was lucky in the final. I mean, I'm simplifying it, but you get my grip, right? So
Absolutely.
I hope that the perspective will change and we'll see more of those Swiss tournaments happening, especially at DreamHack, because DreamHack is known for doing the second one.
Yeah, absolutely. I hope so too. Because like having these Swiss rounds, like people don't realize, but like a lot of even I won tournaments where I won like 4 matches, and that's it. I went like 4-0, and then I'm suddenly a winner of a tournament. It's like a big deal. But like for this tournament, like going 7-2 in the Swiss, or like some people even like 8-1, that like feels like way more of an accomplishment, even though like you may not be the winner just after that. I feel a little bad for Hoy, for example, who was like on this 6-6 streak, like just crushing the entire Swiss and like doing very well in the top 16 too, and then just like getting like his second loss or something and being out of the tournament.
Yeah,
but
because
that's how it goes.
The thing is with Swiss as well, it's not like these players can go through and like go 8-1 or even 7-2 and avoid other good players. It can't happen. It's not like, I got a good bracket or a good group that was easy for me. Like out of 200 players, like there's a lot of like big names combined with strong players as well, and you run into them at some point, because if you perform well, you're against people who have performed just as well. So that's a really nice thing, that it is really difficult to actually power through and get that many wins.
Exactly, and I'm really happy to see that Purple and Greensheep are both prevailing and are in the semi-final of the DreamHack Grand Prix. Purple known for being the national champion, well, not national, but regional champion of North American region, and we'll see if he takes the whole prize here.
Yeah, so we're going to see Greensheep's Secret Paladin versus Purple's Patron Warrior. Orange, do you think Purple's actually won the initial like opening pick of the game?
I was talking to Purple before his match, and I suggested to him that he should lead with Druid, and he was like, hey, I could lead with Druid because it's not like a very powerful deck against Greensheep's lineup, but Greensheep has opened Secret Paladin in almost every single match he played so far. So I just know that he's going to do that again, and I'm going to lead with Patron Warrior, which is a matchup I'm very, very favored in. And I'm pretty confident that I'm going to get a win there if I get paired for that matchup. And I'm really happy to see that it did. Like, his plan is working out.
Yeah, I mean, Greensheep's got a reasonable start, though. He does have the Mysterious Challenger already in hand. Blessing of Kings is going to be pretty nice for next turn. And he's got, again, it's one of those situations where getting a secret early, actually, you can make it work, because now he's got Juggler, Minibot, and that was Avenge that went down, I believe. So, like, and the Warrior's going to remove something, right? You kind of have to kill minions to win the game.
Yeah, but
most of the time.
The Minibot with Avenge triggered on it, it's a threat to be, intimidated by.
Yeah, that's like a really huge threat. How this is a very unfavored, like Paladin's very unfavored in this matchup, but like the way you win is
this.
is exactly what Greensheep is doing right now. Just like the early aggression before before Purple gets to develop his patrons.
But he just did draw the card that he was looking for. The execute is, well, making him hang by the thread, because he will be able to just finish off the huge 9/8 mini bot just by using a single mana card.
And I was wondering, I was just about to say, what do you think of actually using the Whirlwind instead of the Inner Rage there to proc the execute? But it just doesn't matter if you're just going to draw into another Whirlwind. It's
Yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly. This is this is the perfect setup for next turn and the patrons.
And a secret right, one of secret right before you're about to play Challenger kind of.
Well, the Repentance is not the bad
oh,
secret, because it
no.
actually plays around
That's true.
patrons.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
true.
perfect. Yeah,
This,
it's a 5,
this
right?
is
Yeah.
huge for Greensheep. You say that might actually be like the best draw in Greensheep's decks this turn, because if Purple played this patron, that's his whole game plan right there.
Yeah, so
Like
you put on Purple's face the
Yeah.
slight frustration. It was the one secret out of them all he didn't want it to be, and
Yeah.
obviously it was that one. So yeah,
Wow, he
completely right.
went for it.
Yeah,
I'm
it-
kind of
it- it-
surprised.
It is.
The odds are with him on going for it, right?
Yeah, it's only one repentance in the deck, and if it's not exactly the one repentance, that is just game over right there. So I don't blame Purple for going for it, but he got very punished for that.
Very punished, and it's not like he didn't have any kind of other plays this turn, right? He had the Depth Spite. He could have set up that for just to kill, to check for second Noble Sacrifice, to check for other potential seekers. So he is more certain what can happen next turn, right?
Then again, one thing I'm missing here is that it's far more likely if he goes for like, say, Armor Smith coin Deathbite or something, checking for the repentance, and it's not repentance, and your opponent just plays Mysterious Challenger on 6.
Yeah.
Then
Then
the
it's still
repentance, yeah,
repentance.
then
Yeah.
repentance is definitely up instead of like it may
Yeah.
not be. And
Very good point,
then
Orange.
you're in the same spot anyway.
So the Ghoul's going to do a good job of soaking a 10 damage hit, which is quite nice, and definitely needed just to slow the game down a little bit, because it was one off lethal there if the Ghoul didn't exist. But is there a way to really... I mean, he can trade into the Mysterious Challenger, right?
Yeah.
But with Redemption down, there's now no good targets. I mean, he's got the Whirlwind, I guess, to clear off, but you leave the Shredder up, so this is kind of tough for Purple here.
Yeah, also just seeing the tier in the hand
Yeah,
is
the lurking
what really scares me here. That Tyrion is just one of the most powerful cards against Warrior overall, and now when like you can certainly be in as Warrior if you make patrons early, but we saw that get denied by the Repentance. So I think
also already seen one execute, right?
Yeah,
so again,
exactly.
the odds on that, and we've not seen any big card draw turns from Purple either. So it's not like he has a full hand. So Greensheep's probably feeling pretty confident about his chances in this game.
Checks for the secret that's happening, and of course he will be kinda unhappy about seeing the result of the redemption. It's very important to see what will be happening with that Puzzle Shredder next turn, because most likely it has to be dealt with the weapon from Purple, and that will allow him to either seal the deal with the Tyrion, most likely. Is there any option you can just play around it? I don't think so. There's no card draw.
If he had one more mana, he could run Grom in to prot the shield and do it around that way, but... sorry, 2 more
Doomsayer?
mana.
No.
Oh, wow.
not quite. Would be fun if Purple has one of BJH here, but sadly.
I planned this all along. This is my answer to Tyrion in this deck.
That's 3 damage additionally, and the minions will spawn on the side of Tyrion, right?
No,
No,
the totem side.
Oh no, no,
Yeah,
close,
it's flipped.
This is
Oh,
working out.
yeah.
I did stop for a second then. I was like, do they spawn on the Tyrion side?
But then again, there's a Deathbite sitting right there, which will probably clear up those minions.
But
If he can actually...
but it can. You have
can-
to attack.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
Yes! It might not change. Does it change?
But
yeah, it
it's
keeps him alive,
hilarious.
right?
Yeah,
It's
it
It
hilarious.
actually keeps him alive.
And now you can
and
clear the
actually,
board.
just look how much this. Just look at how much this frothing berserker
Yeah,
is
oh
like
my
for.
god.
Wait, now that's very
it-
important to see what damage is.
Yeah, he has to count here.
Because I think actually going phase will be important. 4, 3, 5, 7 damage, 11, 15 damage this turn, and you set up lethal with Frothing Berserker next turn.
Isn't it, even if you sacrifice 4 damage into Flame Tongue Totem, it's still... Isn't Grom still lethal next turn? I'm not sure.
Well, you add 7 damage to the Frothing Berserker
Well, he has to
right
attack
now.
it. He has to clear the totem and the minions anyway, right? Because
Yeah, it's just
it
the
it
question is
doesn't have to clear
between
the totem.
Flame Tongue and attacking the hero.
Oh,
that's the
right,
difference.
right, yeah.
Because something like Coghammer or...
Yeah.
there's other cards that can punish him. Yeah, like Coghammer or Blessing of Kings will punish him if it doesn't kill the
If
Flame
purple
Tongue.
takes this game.
Look at that.
What's it?
A single,
Oh, it's just a minibot.
and that's it.
Yeah, that's game.
That's game.
Purple takes the game by...
Oh, wow.
Just by... I don't know what to say.
Let's
It's a-
just go back a couple of minutes in time. Wouldn't it be funny if he got BGH for this Tyrion? Yes, it would, and yes, he did.
Greensheep
Wow.
has to feel
Yeah.
devastated.
Feels bad, man.
That
Oh,
was incredible. Like I don't even know what to say. Purple looks very excited about that. We were counting him out almost from like turn 3.
Yeah, well, it looked
Well,
very bleak
yeah,
for him.
Yeah, I think, and rightly so.
Yeah, like he got attacked with a Divine Shielded Minibot for 9 on turn 4, and they came back and won the game through
Oh,
through
wow.
a Challenger and through a Tyrion. That's some impressive stuff right there.
Wow, that big game hunter. I mean, that Pulse Shredder, that Flame Tongue Totem, that big
That's
game hunter,
everything.
that 2 whirlwinds.
Oh.
Exactly.
Yeah, the draw into the whirlwind as well was massive. Oh god. So what do you think about the tempo mage matchup over the druid versus the patron warrior?
I like this. I think that Patron is slightly favored against Druid, and Tempo Mage. I talked with Purple. He saw this as a coin flip matchup. It could go absolutely either way. He doesn't feel uncomfortable playing Patron against it, but it's still, he knows this is a matchup he definitely can lose. Whereas against Druid, he's like happy to play. He's happy to play against Druids.
Okay.
And with the start of Fiery War Axe and Deathfight, I think that Purple is a huge favorite from the start of this game at least.
But the mage
Especially with the...
the mage has his own weapon for a turn.
Yeah, but
Like
the
heroic
Shadow Ward
strike.
Pain is even more important than the Heroics.
I like this. Oh, nice spell slinger. I guess I'll kill it with the card I got.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1 for 1.
So,
Oh, 1.5.
now there's a huge decision to make. Do I go for the Mirror Entity on turn 3 to just play into a, let's say, potential Pelted Shredder? But
Yeah.
but I don't think Purple will actually do that, even though even if he had the Pelted Shredder in his hand, could have just go for the Ghoul, right?
I like the entity though because next turn you have Portal Heroic Strike, Portal Flame Cannon. You know, your mana curve is much better next turn. So even though it does just get the Ghoul, I definitely think that was the right way to go.
He's going for the double draw this turn. I was thinking about, is it maybe worth it to keep the weapon still on the board and keep both ghouls on the board just to push the mage to use his removal on your ghoul and play a Collide of Pain next turn.
That is Baron Ribbon
Baron
right
Ribbon
there.
there.
Your Death Rattles trigger twice.
Are there any notable death rattles in the Tempo Mage?
There are
Piloted Shredder?
Piloted Shredders. Mad Scientist, but I don't think it brings up multiple secrets from Greensheep decks anyway. And that's all I can think of actually.
And Ronin.
Oh, Ronin, if that's played from Greensheep. I don't think we've seen it.
Yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, we just want to see more Piloted Shredder shenanigans.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
as if Greensheep had it. He probably doesn't want that card with Shredder because look what Shredder did to him last game.
He lost
He's
the
gonna
game
get
because
it-
of the Shredder.
yeah,
He should
yeah.
have played the Yeti.
He's going to get it twice as bad now. Oh, and Dr. Boom.
Mhm.
Boom
Oh, that's
double
your
boom
bot.
bots is the thing.
Oh, I
like-
really don't need more of that in my life.
I don't think anyone does, to be honest.
Azure Drake, and that's basically the turn for Greensheep, which will be clean it up nicely with Depth Spite from Purple, allows him to build board with huge amount of minions.
Yeah, I think Greensheep's in some serious trouble because at least my opinion on this matchup is the Tempo Mage, like, well, one needs to have tempo, but needs to be really fast out the gate to force Patron into an awkward turns, whereas now, I mean, just look at the board. Like even rewind 1 to 2 turns, there was nothing threatening at all from the mage.
I think this the game plan you have with this deck is very similar to the one you have with Paladin when you try to beat Patron Warriors. That you need to get aggressive early on. Just to, like Patron's weakness is that their removal spells are weapons most of the time, and you take damage from their weapons. So if you just like have early aggression and then the frostballs and the fireballs that's direct damage, you can just kill them very early on, and that's the plan. But it's really not working out for Greensheep in this game.
The difference between having weapons and spells for removal is the fact that you gain card advantage by sacrificing your life as a resource, and this is something unique to only a few classes in Hearthstone. And it's very important to have a way of making a comeback in most of the control decks. So cards like Armorsmith have to be included, or shield blocks, and well, just basic heals.
Yeah, that's a very smart way to put it. Absolutely.
Yeah, and this is nice. He just feeds him a patron that he can guarantee killing as well.
And how much armor we generated right now. Look at that.
It's a lot. There's a lot of armor and there's a lot of patrons incoming.
And if you think about this, so the most efficient way to deal with this board for Greensheep would be a Flame Strike out of somewhere. Flame Strike gives him so much more armor, and then even if he does Flame Strike, boom.
Yeah.
Okay, there's not to boom. And then Dead Spy. And he has a BGH for anything that Greensheep might do. This is going to be really rough. I don't try not to call games early, as we just saw in the previous match.
Absolutely.
Anything can happen. This game is Hearthstone. But this is definitely going to be very difficult for Greensheep to pull his way out of this one.
But he doesn't have a lot of time, because the AoE that he needs to be generated by Spellslinger or Ethereal Conjurer, which I think he doesn't run.
Yeah.
So he had to have the second Spellslinger right now.
Yeah, I was going to say, because we've already seen one, right?
Yes.
So, yeah. But even then, like, you delay the game, but then it's just boom, and I've got a million armor. That's what it'll look like on purple side.
Especially the Ghoul is making it all awkward.
Also, since Froden is not here, I'm going to call it. We're going to see Unstable Portal get Deathwing. Someone had to do it, okay?
Okay, that has been called.
But
we
it's
will see.
still far away, right? It's still far away from this possible Deathwing, because the purple have 2 turns of attacking, and that's actually lethal. Just that will be it.
He's going for even more patrons.
12, 13, 17 damage to the face this turn.
And the armor just keeps stacking up as well. It's like, and he has a second patron. He should just equip Death Spite, armor up, hit face.
Oh! Flame Tongue Totem for the second time.
Did you see Purple sort of go to laugh and then realize that this is maybe kind of harsh and look down straight away? It's like, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have laughed.
That's so typical Purple.
I think that's a sign that Greensheep should have been playing Shaman.
Yeah. I mean, those shredders.
I mean, we had one Shaman in the top 16, didn't we? Cranish?
Yeah, Crunch had been playing the aggro Shaman.
People's hero.
Twitch that hero.
Okay, so
we can talk about.
I was about to go. So, guys, what is the play? Because
it seems like might be the case of a concede button being pressed this turn, and that looks like a concede. Yep, escape left click, which makes him concede the game. It's 2-0 for Purple, making a really huge result with the Patron Warrior, which can just take the third game against Druid, because Druid is not exactly the best deck to play against Patrons.
No, Patron is definitely favored in the matchup.
Yeah, I was just gonna say the fact that in the last Hero Stand it's a bit different to Conquest, so that the Greensheep wouldn't have picked his lesser deck versus Patron, right? So even in Greensheep's mind, he was like, yeah, the mage has the best chance, because that's what you need to do. It's not like Conquest where it's like, I'll just pick whatever and hope. But like, so yeah, this is going to be really rough, and this is the power of Patron when you win the unfavored matchup. Because like normally there's only like one like really unfavored deck in a lineup. Against any other deck. You know, it's not often that you have like, okay, this deck gets stomped by the whole lineup. That doesn't happen very often, because it's not the sign of a deck you really want to take to a tournament, if that's the case.
Exactly.
And this is very interesting choice of minions right now, and would like to spend some time explaining that, because there are 2 options. Either it's the Taskmaster just to kill the Leper Gnome, which feels like a natural move when you play against an aggressive deck. But Purple went for the Armor Smith, which allows him to use Taskmaster to kill the Darnassus Aspirant instantly on turn 2, which is a huge swing in his favor, because he, first of all, he gains armor, he deals with Darnassus Aspirant, he deals with the additional mana acceleration for the Druid, and still has 2 minions that can deal with the Leper Gnome.
Yeah, very very impressive play there by Purple. Heads up, knowing that this Leper Gnome is not going to be that relevant to this game, whereas potential turn 2 Darnassus might win the game single-handedly.
Yeah, and he's actually traded the Leper Gnome in, so there's empty board, and now Purple can, I imagine, still drop the Acolyte, even drawing the Armor Smith. He can't do too much with the Armor Smith this turn, but getting the Acolyte on board with a follow-up with Shredder is like, it's huge, and this is definitely a worry when the sort of defender in any matchup can actually be more aggressive. That's when you know you're in trouble as the aggro deck.
But the top deck from Greensheep kind of makes a difference.
A perfect comment up there, if I may. This is exactly what you want. Although
if you say so yourself.
just a Death Spite from Purple here could be huge.
And doesn't. But the Inner Rage is something that will help immensely, and I think this should be the turn when you just up the Pulsar seems how the game is developing, but you have always the
Flame Tongue Totem out of the
Shredder. Now it has to be Vitality Totem.
Another top deck Inner Rage is not bad at all, because that allows you to still play this Fel Reaver.
How is that even possible? I mean, I was just saying that maybe it would have been better to keep the Inner Rage for next turn, because you can clear up the Shredder. But yeah, well, if you will draw a second one, sure. Who cares?
Clearly the right play then.
Yeah, go. I was thinking go 5 damage to the face, but he doesn't want to allow the Execute to be played for free, right? With an investment from the hand. So I don't blame him for trading here.
If Greensheep already wasn't like slightly demotivated at the previous 2 matches, this is gonna hurt. He can just BGH. And he could have used Execute, but he's going to use Inner Rage. It's a bit easier to just work in, and the Execute's more valuable, but this is definitely painful.
One Savage Roar already burned, Living Roots, Druid of the Saber. Those are some really important cards in Greensheep's deck.
He needs
Druid of the Claw also. And second Fel Reaver. Wow, so this is harsh.
At this point, how do you win as the Druid? What does he need to do?
I think the plan is to draw Dr. Boom at this point and hope that the opponent doesn't have to execute for it. Because, like, your opponent is sitting at a healthy 31 life. You're not beating him with, like, the small minions this game. You need something big, and sadly, like, with both your Fel Reavers gone, you don't have that much left.
Yeah, the Fel Reavers are definitely the big guys in the deck. I mean, I knew people were sort of messing around with his Ancient Shade, the 7/4 on 4.
Oh right.
In this deck, because
it can be burned by the Fel Reaver, right?
Yeah, the curse can be burned, which was the first time I played it. It did that to me actually, which was nice. But also, it's just another card that you can Druid out on like turn 1 easily and can win you the game. But it's quickly sort of, I knew a few people tried it, but it just wasn't as good as some of the other cards like the Mounted Raptor.
The Mounted Raptor is a really nice card because it single-handedly deals with the Piloted Shredder, which is very nice and still leaves something on board. But now a Savage Roar top deck would be nice. 10 damage for 3 mana.
So that's 17 total, right? If he had Savage Roar?
Yeah. 17 total, and Hero Power, which will be 18 total.
Oh, of course.
But it's still, when you look at totals from Purple, 35 health is like,
whatever. 17, 18, whatever.
He knows that there's no card draw in Greensheep's deck, so if he deals with the minions on board, he is perfectly fine with whatever will be happening from each draw.
And this is exactly why we've just seen Execute on a 2/3, because he just needs to empty the board. Then, like, how will the Druid ever win by dropping 1 minion a turn that he can almost certainly deal with? He's going to drop the Corsair just to deal with the 1-drop that may come out of the blood. It's not Blood Fen Raptor.
Almost.
Mounted Raptor.
Yes,
the
Mounted
dinosaur. Yeah, this is looking pretty grim. For
Even a
Greensheep.
Fel Reaver doesn't really change anything. There's a Savage Roar 1 turn too late to gain massive damage, but
he doesn't
even
have
though
the second Fel Reaver either.
Oh yeah, right. What I'm talking about. There's no
nothing
second Fel
does
Reaver.
anything here.
Also very weak drop from the... Oh wait, that was from Mounted Raptor. Never mind.
At least it wasn't a Flame Tongue Totem.
The mini Shredder.
So 7 damage to the face, armor up, and
even
pass
the
the
ghoul,
turn.
and even the ghoul just there you
And
go.
it looks like
up.
Purple is locking down his semifinals with a impressive 3-0 run. I mean, everything was changed by that single Flame Tongue Totem and Big Game Hunter.
in the Paladin game. That
That
was
was
definitely
crazy.
what decided the series. Also, do you guys remember what the result was in Purple's first in his quarterfinal? He 3-0'd with Patreon.
Look at that!
Yeah,
Look at that!
So far today, he is 6-0 with Patron Warrior. Very impressive showing by Purple. Really happy to see him. He's a great friend of mine, someone I've lived with for quite some time. I'm so happy to see him do well in this tournament because he hasn't played in like that many tournaments, but every single tournament he's played in, he's been doing insanely well.
And he's here as well. So
Hello, Purple. How you doing,
Purple.
man?
I've already got my first question lined up as well.
Okay, please go.
So how much do you like Flame Tongue Totem in the after both of those? Now the first one obviously a bit more impactful than the second one, but still.
Oh, for
It didn't involve a top deck next turn, right?
Yeah.
We're just going for the Doomsayer clear, got a flame tongue. I was like, oh god.
And then, oh yeah, BGH.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was some crazy games. I mean, especially the first one, and really wanted to. I was kind of focusing on it during the casting, the play that you made against the aggressive Druid, which I think kind of won you the game. Was the turn 1 Armor Smith into the Taskmaster instead of the Taskmaster to Leper?
You got to set up just to deal with Darnassus. I could have rolled aggressively to look for Fire War X, but if you have an okay hand, might as well keep it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a thing that most of the new players wouldn't have just done.
I can kill that minion now. I'm going to do it.
I'm doing that instantly.
I always try to think like at least a turn ahead. 2, 3 is better, but just set up to deal with the problem that is Darnassus.
Pro tips with Purple.
Speaking of it, thinking ahead, you actually fought 5 turns ahead even in that game because we speak of the Armsmith Cruel Keep, but you also kept an Execute there, which was really, really good. Because would you mind to explain?
Yeah, pretty much usually in against the aggro druid, if they get a 5-drop to stick, you lose. So
you need something for that.
You need something for the Fell Reaver or the Druid of the Claw, one of the two.
Yeah.
Just Taunt Druid of the Claw just pushes way too much damage in that matchup. It hides the little guys behind it, so you actually have to keep Execute off the mulligan.
Okay, we will not keep you here for long. It's because you have to rest because you will be fighting in the finals.
Oh, is that what I'm doing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
It is, exciting, right?
And you will be playing against Irsi, which is a new player to the competitive scene, at least the international one. So I bet you have to make some preparations and just adjust your mindset. So thank you, Purple, for being here with us
Thanks,
for
guys.
the semifinals, and we'll be